All right, folks, welcome back to What's Your Next Podcast. Today, we're going to be covering Item 9 of the franchise disclosure document. If you've been following along, we've been covering the previous items in the franchise disclosure document. And in item number 9, it's actually interesting item of the franchise disclosure document in and of itself that it doesn't really give you a whole lot of new information that you're going to need to review. It is more like the table of contents to figure out where you can find all of the expense references that are in the previous items of the FDD in the franchise agreement and within the franchise disclosure document.
Welcome to What's Your Next. This is the go-to podcast for aspiring business owners who want to get to the next level, escape the rat race, and give their middle finger to the corporate 9-to-5. If you want financial freedom, work-life balance, and the business of your dreams, you're in the right place. Dave and Stacy Riska, husband-wife franchising duo, openly share their successes, failures, and lessons learned in franchising, business ownership, and working with your spouse.
So it's essentially a table that lays out almost like an appendix or a table of contents where you can reference all these individual fees within these documents. So Stacy, in looking over the FDD, this is one of the items that, to me, you don't necessarily need to spend a lot of time on just because it's not really informational. It's more just for a reference. So what's your take on this one? What do you think, and why is this important for them to review?
Yeah, it's interesting that they kind of smush this in the middle of the FDD, right? I mean, it's like put it in the beginning or put it in the end. But basically, it's just a table. Literally, every single FDD will look the same. It's a table of 3 columns. One is the item, which could be everything that you would have a question about. Trademarks, fees, site selection, training, whatever it is. And then the next column's going to be where and what section you're going to see that in the franchise agreement, which if you decide to move forward, that's where it would be in the franchise agreement. And then the third column is where you can find that information in the franchise disclosure document, the FDD. So the item, whatever it is you're interested in learning more about, where you can find it in the franchise agreement, where you can find it in the FDD.
All right, so we'll just wrap this one up with saying that Item 9 is the card catalog
think of it
for the franchise disclosure document. I'm with Stacy. I kind of LOL here on the fact they stuff it right in the middle of the document. It is important to know it's there, and it's also important to obviously use that if you have questions going back on some of those ongoing expenses that you're going to incur getting your franchise up and operating. So we're going to move on to the next podcast soon. Thank you for joining us today. Have a great day.